Hi YouTubers, welcome back to another episode of Malcontent Corner, the corner where I hope to enlighten your lives by sharing with you things I've learned in the daily walk of mine. Today's episode I'm going to be delving into an issue that I have with my 1997 GMC Sierra K1500 pickup truck. So let me show you what's going on. Okay folks, here's what I've been working on as of late. This is the air conditioning compressor out of my pickup truck. And the reason why it's on my bench here is because I went to use my air conditioning a week or two ago, and I noticed that the air conditioning was, the compressor here was cycling on, running for a little bit, and then shutting off. When it was running, it really wasn't cooling very well. So that led me to believe that I had a low Freon condition. Obviously not wanting to jump to any conclusions, I went in and cleaned the body of this while it was in the pickup truck, and within a week, I started having fresh oil staining happening again. Now the reason why I went to this particular item to begin with is this is a model HT6 air conditioning compressor, and they are notorious for leaking. And honestly, this is supposedly an improved design, and I say supposedly improved because I replaced this air conditioning compressor back in 2018, and this was the improved design, and here I am 6 years later having to replace it again. So apparently the improved design isn't all that improved. But ultimately, I think it's a failed design, and it's pretty much known in the various forums as just being a bad compressor, because just because of the way it's constructed. Now, I haven't pulled this apart, so I'm kind of speaking from what I suspect is going on here. But you have the front bracket plate here, and within it is this barrel here, and there's a joint here where the rear barrel overlaps it. So you have a seal here and a seal here, and then you have this rear bracket with a seal on it. Now all of this is mounted into one piece aluminum bracket on the truck, but for some reason these things apparently love to leak at these seals. Now, knowing that, I stopped and said, well, God, there's got to be something better out there, right? I mean, this is a flawed design. This is a replacement. It lasted 6 years. I don't want to replace it to have it go bad on me again in the next 5 or 6 years. So I think I found the solution. Let me take you out and show you what I have in place of this compressor in the truck now. Okay folks, now here we are underneath the hood of the truck. What you are staring at is an Sandin SD7 style compressor, and this seems to be the upgrade. Apparently, from what I understand, this particular compressor was made for more industrial applications, not so much for passenger vehicles. But I don't know if the long story short, I don't know if the original style is one that could be adapted to cars, or they just said, hey, you know, this is a good compressor, we're going to adapt it to replace those HT6s. But right off the bat, regardless of how we ended up here, I like this design a lot better. First off, you have a cast iron plate up front which bolts into the body, which actually has the mounting supports here, but it's a one-piece body from all the way from here back to about this black line there, with an end cap that's bolted on that your manifold and your high pressure switch plug into. Obviously, you know, less joints are going to be less likely where the seals are going to go bad, and in this case I really can't see a seal going bad here up the front. Maybe possibly in the back if you get some twisting between these mounts and this mount here. This is in theory one bracket. I wouldn't think it would twist too much, but apparently it twists enough to ruin the HT6s. Now, what I did was basically I went in and had the system evac'd. Sure enough, it was low on Freon, but I no sooner had them evac'd it, I drove it home and basically pulled out that old compressor and put this new one in. So there you have it. So far I have a couple weeks on this with no problems whatsoever. It cools like a champ. I really think it's a worthwhile upgrade, especially if I can keep a compressor in this thing for more than a few years. Anyways, let's go back into the garage. There you have it, folks. That is why I have an HT6 air conditioning compressor sitting on my bench, and why I have a new SD7 style compressor sitting underneath the hood of my truck. Now, at the time of filming this, I have about a week of use underneath my belt with regards to this new compressor, and so far I've been very happy with it. The truck cools like it should, everything's working like it should. I don't see any UV dye or any oil leaking out of anywhere, so knock on wood, this compressor will stand the test of time. Now, if the forums are any yardstick of what works and what doesn't, I suspect this will be a permanent fix for this problem. As I said, these HT6 compressors are kind of prone to leaking. They're well, they're not even kind of prone. They're notorious for leaking. Let's just call it for what it is. And honestly, I had nothing to lose by going with the newer style compressor. I mean, cost-wise, it was pretty much a push. I could go with the OEM style or a new and improved style, and it was, I think, $2 more from Rock Auto. It was pretty cheap. So, you know, why not try the new style? Now, for those who are AC professionals that are watching me, and for those of you who are do-it-yourselfers, look, there's a lot of shortcuts I took with regards to the system. If you're doing any AC work, and if you don't know anything about AC work, stay away from it. This is for purely entertainment value. But yes, I am aware that I should replace the dryer, and the expansion valve, and the condenser, and flush the system, and do a whole myriad of things. However, in this case, I wasn't too concerned about it because I had the system evac'd at a friend's place. He recovered what Freon there was in the system. I drove it home. I switched the compressors out. I've evac'd it, and then I charged it back up. So it wasn't exposed to the environment for very long. However, if you are a do-it-yourselfer and you have no AC experience and your AC has not been working for a long period of time and has been exposed to the atmosphere, do yourself a favor, take it to a professional, and have all those items replaced. In this case, I'm kind of running a risk. I'm willing to accept the results of that risk, and if I screwed it up in some way, shape, or form, you'll hear about it next here at Malcontent Corner. Anyways, that's what I have for you here in this episode. I hope you find it of some use. As always, I appreciate you listening to me talk. I hope to see you back again here in the not-too-distant future. So until that time, please take care of yourselves. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, and we'll see you later on. Okay? Ciao.